We say what they can't radio.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Basketball Our Way. We're here. Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year
again. We got a special guest here today.
The Muslim model.
The Muslim model. You just love his name, yo.
I love saying
The
that.
Muslim model. Nah, it's like more like family. You know, we all come from the same. We walked here together. That's crazy.
We sure did.
Yeah, we was all coming out the building at the same time. So,
hey.
you know, it's kind of like a cookout kind of. We just chilling, talking about sports.
But we have water and regular
things.
cranberry juice. We don't have no alcohol at this
low
cookout.
Caffeine, it's a drug, but low caffeine. That's about it.
My kidneys need to drink some cranberry juice. Like,
what's going on? How's your year been going so far?
Year's great. You know, Allah's amazing. Another year. You know,
got you.
Life is life.
So let's get
That's right.
Let's get right to the negativity. Let's get right to the negativity. Nah, for real. Who's your a-hole of the week?
Mine is the
Trump.
He's gonna be an a-hole even when he's not the president. Like he's just on his deathbed, he's an a-hole. But the father and mother that was pitching the rocks at the R. Kelly studio, they're assholes. Because first of all, let me tell you something. If you was in that building,
you burned it down.
Terry outside pitching rocks.
Nigga, we're getting the Draco.
If you don't get your punk
Choppers
ass up in that
closet.
building and get my daughter,
If you don't scale the side of the building and get up there,
you better get. First of all, let me tell you something. Y'all, people sleep on Mr. Powell. He's so calm, cool, and collected.
Something's wrong with homies.
Right. So I already know he's going in that building.
Now he's like Pusha T. He got the choppers in the closet.
They're coming out.
He ain't playing.
He's getting his daughter, and I just felt like they were stupid. You pitching rocks, Aziel. What the?
Nah.
Yeah, that's we definitely gonna get into.
We're gonna get into that later.
Robert, because as a lot of women said, Robert and R. Kelly are
two different people.
So we're definitely gonna get into Robert later.
Yeah, because
that's gonna take a while.
Yeah,
that's definitely gonna take a while.
It's
a lot going.
Yeah.
My a-hole of the week would have to be the people that voted for Trump. They're like. The government has been shut down for what, 3 weeks now?
Yeah.
The longest in U.S. history.
Yeah, 22 days.
He's going to be bragging about that soon. Just let y'all know.
Yeah, that's something for him. 22 days. He's not budging.
Yeah.
As he says, people are not getting paid at their jobs. Hardworking people who go to work every day.
I'm not fucking working for free.
Of course, we know Mexico is not building a wall. That's
Absolutely
not a surprise.
not.
That wasn't going to happen from
They
the beginning.
said it.
So
I don't understand why people
no
still
dollars, no pesos,
None
no
of that.
currency.
Nothing.
Not even Bitcoin.
GoFundMe is giving back everybody's money.
Oh, yeah, it was some glitch. Something
yeah.
happened. I forget. I was
Yeah.
looking at it today. Something happened where they got to give back, what, $20
million.
Wow.
back.
Because they were trying to, these idiots were trying to fund the wall themselves. I actually wish they would have finished so they could go back up to government, get that money for him. Whatever he going to do, because nobody.
But see,
that's crazy.
But is that not scary?
It's very scary.
What?
To know that people are really out here sending 50 and they
that's
said
not
one
scary
person
for
sent
me.
out 50,000, 3 people sent out 10,000. It's scary for me because you know why?
Let
It
me
makes
tell
me
you something. This dude ran on being racist and a bigot, and people
you're
voted.
right.
So
Overtly.
Not
Not even clandestinely. Yeah.
So, like,
He was right out
If they're
there.
going to vote for him like that, then why
Only
wouldn't
thing
they
he
go
didn't
give
have
their
was
money?
I hate black people on
Yeah,
t-shirt. That's the only thing he didn't do. If he had that on, perfect.
So why wouldn't they go give their money to him?
That's true.
And then also, you have to remember something. Trump is the 6th person to become U.S. president without popular vote. The 6th.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's 44 of them, right? 25?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But what about you? So many a-holes in the world.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
Y'all done took all the a-holes this week.
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly?
Yeah.
R. Kelly, yeah.
I mean, he's just like, for the rest of 2009, he's the a-hole of the year.
He's just sick in the head anyway.
Yeah.
He got problems.
I mean, to be honest with you,
He needs help.
Regardless of what he's been through, which is significant, that's not an excuse for negative
Absolutely
character and
not.
negative behavior.
A lot of people have been through that and they didn't turn out to be that type of person.
Right.
So I agree. That's
Yeah.
just something that's in him he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was a conquering thing for him and by any means necessary.
You know what people do? A lot of people who are traumatically abused,
Uh-huh.
and I come across this a lot in my professional capacity as a chaplain, a lot of people, they overcompensate for what was done to them.
Wow.
And they impose what was done to them to others. It's very common. People do it all the time.
That's sad.
And that's why abuse is cyclical.
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle.
Yeah.
Like if a person abuses another person, it's particularly and especially sexually, 9 times out of 10, they themselves were sexually abused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know people personally who were literally sexually abused by their own parents. Literally. I know a female. She was sexually abused by her biological father from the time she was 2 to the time she was 7. I know another person. She was sexually abused by her father's uncle, and that's how she acquired HIV. This is
But
serious.
they do say that it starts at. I mean, 9 times out of 10, a person that do anything like that to you is somebody that you know.
Well,
it's not a stranger.
No, it's a known fact that most people who are sexually abused, they're sexually abused either directly by family members or extensions of family friends.
But I told you I read the article.
Oh, that's your uncle.
A detective wrote an article and he said, when kids started getting snatched or started getting physically abused, they started screaming stranger danger for 20 years straight, and then they had to stop and say, well, we gotta stop screaming this because these ain't strangers doing this.
Right, these are people that they know.
Yeah.
We
People
telling
that
these
they
kids
know.
stranger danger.
Yeah.
It's not people that's strange. It's people they know. So that's real. That's not.
And it's really sad because you have a lot. But how do you fix that problem? Like, what do you do? What do you do when it's daddy and mommy and uncle and aunts that's doing these things to these children?
I have a new asshole of the week. The porn industry. No, so for real, because the porn industry, if you analyze it objectively, the porn industry literally pontificates and promotes every single thing that is sexually wrong with society.
That is true.
Anything that's pathologically sexual, there's a genre for it in pornography. Do you know there's
Go to Pornhub. Somebody told me.
Yeah. No. As a matter of fact, there's a recent case. There was a woman in a nursing facility.
Mm-hmm.
She was in a vegetative state. She gave birth while in a vegetative state.
I saw. You know what?
Someone raped her.
That
while she was in a
passed,
vegetative
and I
state.
didn't even press on
that
it.
That really happened. Really happened. There's
That's sick.
there's porn genres that directly portray that scenario.
So anything
of sexually abusing the elderly.
So anything sick in your head.
There's a porn genre for it.
You can go click and it can feed into it.
Literally.
They say there's something for everyone.
And the porn industry proves it.
Yeah.
Because I know people personally in the porn industry, and they try to justify their work in the porn industry saying, oh, that's different because it's consenting adults. No, imagery is power.
Imagery is power.
If you're portraying an image of someone who's a little girl having sex with a teacher, you think that's not going to have a significant effects on people?
Dressed up, ponytails, little skirts on.
As a matter of fact,
that's a high school girl.
Literally.
Right.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, incest.
They have those genres too.
They have those genres. Yeah.
Has sex with the stepdaughter.
No. Not even step.
No,
biological.
Daughter, father, like mother,
biological
son.
incest.
Yeah.
Biological incest. They have
Pornhub people is disgusting.
That's crazy. But let's get
Somebody told me.
Let's get into a little basketball before we get into some more of this later. Let's talk about this All-Star voting. Some of the names came out for this All-Star voting. Seeing who has the top votes, and in the front court for the East, you have the Greek Freak, Leonard, Embiid, Tatum, Butler. That's the top 5, and then for your guards, you got Irvin, Wade, Walker, Ben Simmons, and Oladipo.
Wow, Wade's in there, but maybe because it's his last dance.
This is his last dance, definitely. So
they just respected his OG status, basically.
Like they should.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Wade is a legend, man. People,
He's a
you
vet.
want to see him. You want to
people-
see him in the last All Star that he's going to play himself.
I think people.
Because you got to remember, quitting while you on top is not the same as quitting.
Yeah.
Right.
People sleep on Wade a lot. Wade don't get a lot of respect when it comes to. It's like people talk about his first ring. Oh, he had Shaq. Bro.
So what? He still put in work.
He
got
had
the
the
finals
finals
MVP.
MVP. Okay.
Stop disrespecting.
No.
Wade,
Even if he
man.
didn't get the Finals MVP, he wasn't a bench player. He was a
No.
starter,
Yeah.
and he was the
Exactly.
leader of.
Finals
He
MVP.
And
was,
Shaq
he
was
was always
injured.
the leader of the team.
Shaq was injured a lot during those playoffs, so
Yep.
let's not.
But even if
forget.
he wasn't, it's a known fact that was still Wade's team.
It was.
Even when Bosh and LeBron was there, that was still Wade's team.
Emotionally and
No.
mentally, on a mental note.
In terms of leadership, definitely.
It was
On a mental
LeBron's
note?
team, man.
Nah,
I'm sorry.
no.
Anywhere LeBron goes, his.
Nah, that's
Listen,
not.
LeBron can come here to the studio. This is LeBron's studio. Until he go home.
Until he go back to his own studio, this is a Braun studio in here.
We changing the name from we say what we can to LeBron say whatever he want to say. That's it. It's LeBron's. Then when he leave, we're going to take that back down and put up we say what we can.
Yo, but you see they got Kyrie in the front runner, of course, for the guards, and Wade and Kemba Walker and Ben Simmons and Oladipo. You know, it's funny to me. I can't really recall like what happened during the offseason, how guards move, but we're a little guardless on the East Coast. No, for real. Like you got Irvin, Walker, Simmons, Oladipo, then you got Laurie. Like
John Wall is out.
Yeah, John Wall is out. Like we're a little guardless. I'm
He's
looking
injured.
at the guards like, yo, Kyrie gonna have to get
Yeah.
busy.
Busy,
You know what I'm
busy.
saying? Like busy. I'm looking at the guards like this is kind of weird to me.
But at
then-
the level of Kyrie Irving's consistent play, he can pull it off.
Oh no, I'm not saying he
Yeah,
can't.
as long as he don't get injured.
No,
I
like
watched
you said,
dude
he
get-
like he don't have no help just in case.
Yeah, just in case. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
just in
Like
case.
this ain't. Look, I love Wade, but he ain't Flash no more.
No, he not
Right.
Flash.
You know what I'm saying? But at the top you got Greek Freak. Greek Freak he looks great.
Do you see his body looks like
Every year his body looks better. Like crazy. Like it's crazy. Every year
Different.
he comes in looking like a different type of animal.
like, dude? What
Yeah.
are you
Like,
really
yo,
doing? We need to
for
we
real.
need to get him tested. I'm
and
just
then
saying.
of course, for the
See
West
if he
Coast,
taking anything.
the front runners, the front court, LeBron, Luka, Paul George, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis. For your guards, you got Stephen
People was
Curry.
mad about this.
What about the LeBron thing?
No, about Luca and Kevin Durant.
Why?
Why?
People was feeling that they were kind of mad that Luca got more
Votes?
votes than Kevin Durant. I personally don't give a fuck.
Let me explain something.
Kevin
When people-
Durant.
When people got to vote for what 1, 2, 3, 4 people off the Golden State Warriors, bro, somebody ain't
much.
gonna get as many
Like,
votes.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
It's
Like
just, y'all
in
got
this-
too many people
in
up
this
there.
list right here.
Every position is
Yo,
held by a Golden
by
State
one of
Warrior.
them.
Kevin
Yeah,
Durant,
exactly, in the
Stephen
West.
Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. And DeMarcus Cousins is here, and he
And
hasn't
he ain't
even
even
bounced
played.
the ball
Yeah,
this year.
exactly. So yeah,
You guys just charge
Luka,
to the game
you
and keep
deserve-
moving.
Luca, you deserve the votes.
I like Luka. Luka is fearless. That's something that people don't.
You gotta play with heart.
Yes, people don't really
And he
realize how
does.
important that is.
Yeah.
And to just say whether this goes in or not, or whatever happens, I'm gonna take this shot and I'm gonna keep it moving.
No, to be
He
honest,
has that. Yeah,
It's like playing with heart, especially depending on what type of system you're running under.
that too. That
A lot of
counts.
times, playing with heart means more than playing with skill. Because to be honest with you, if you're in the NBA, you made it for a reason.
You made it for a reason.
You made it for a
Everybody's got
reason.
a certain skill.
Yeah,
Somebody-
every skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something is good about you.
It
Everybody's
has to,
got a
it has
certain
to be.
skill,
It
but
has to. Like for example, remember the Brazilian dude when he tried to dunk when he was on what's the name when he was on San Antonio Spurs, he got muffed by LeBron.
Oh wait.
That was one of the bravest dunk
Bravest
attempts
dunk
ever.
attempt. Wait, what's his name? He was a big.
He was
He
a
was
big.
a
He was
big
a big
too.
man. He was a big man.
He was a
I don't
big,
remember.
and he got his. That was in the finals.
It was the last time San
Yeah.
Antonio won.
Yeah, he was in the finals.
But
Yeah.
remember, he went up. That was a brave move.
That was a brave move,
Obviously, he got
definitely.
muffed. But you have to have that type
Listen,
of heart.
heart,
You have to
yeah.
have that type of heart.
Luca loves LeBron. He said it. He was just like, yo, I idolize him. Like, he's my role model. Like, this, and to play against him, he was nervous as hell. Then after that, he's like, oh, fuck that.
I'm on.
I'm here for a reason,
What do y'all
too.
feel
Like,
about Derrick Rose in this 2 spot for the guard votes?
I think
I think
I'm
people-
impressed that
people
he
is-
made a very good comeback.
Me
so
too.
Based
But
on that, I think he deserves it.
But I believe now. Listen, everybody tell me people say I'm wrong, but when he left Cleveland, and he went back to his old coach, who's now fired.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem, I believe, for him. And then did you hear what he said? When they was asking him about, are you going to play this way? This coach, boom, boom, boom. He told y'all can kill yourselves. So people, that's
Oh,
he
yeah,
did say
He
that.
said kill
He
yourself.
did say that.
And people were mad about it. Then they had like the whole breakdown of what it means in Ebonics. Like,
I'm about to say that's a black thing people not gonna really understand.
right.
You could
We
be
don't
ar-
mean literally
you could be-
kill
listen,
yourself.
listen, somebody
Not
could be
unless you
like-
want to.
Like for instance, I don't eat pork, right? Somebody could be like, "Yo, you want a pork sandwich? Like, kill
Right.
yourself." I don't really mean like
We don't
kill
mean like
yourself.
go.
Right.
It's just
We're
like,
not
before-
promoting.
you
We're
know,
not promoting
before
suicide.
or nothing
It's
like
just
that.
it's just something
Some
that the
figures-
black community
I mean,
say.
to be
Kill
honest,
yourself.
it's a lack of understanding of nigga English.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people were, they came, oh, what do you mean by kill yourself? Take it however the fuck you want to take it.
Kill yourself.
Die. Like, I mean, but that's not, but it was funny that he said that. He was like, and he talks.
He's very mild tempered.
Yeah.
Because he's,
But they know
I
they
think
said
he's
somebody took his
retarded.
test.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, when
and that's
he
why.
was-
He's kind of retarded.
Somebody took his
But-
test in college, so I'm not
But he was
surprised
just
if
like, he was like, listen, I just feel like, people are saying X, Y, and Z, and they can just kill themselves.
Yeah.
I said,
Well, he said it like that. I can see
My
Mad
dude.
nonchalant. I mean, me personally, I would never
My
say that.
dude.
I understand the nuance, but
yeah.
I just personally wouldn't say
Oh,
it.
I'll say it. I might say worse. I'm telling you, like, I really don't know what might come out my mouth at any given day.
Yeah, this is
I mean,
why-
just me. Like, I'm very unfiltered, but certain things.
So I'm always.
I-
No, everybody has those certain things they don't say.
Yeah.
I say anything.
Yeah, because something's wrong with her.
But there is no limit to what I might say, and I ask God to help me with that. And I don't know. He's taking his time. Maybe he
But
just
this
want
is
me
a-
to learn the
but
lesson.
time out.
Like,
But this is
I don't know what
let
it
me tell
is.
you- Let me tell you what's the difference. Though. This is a good example because a lot of people say
Seriously.
there's no limit to what they might say, and that's 100%.
Oh no, I'm
Time out,
lying.
time
But go
out,
ahead. I'm
time
gonna
out.
tell you how I'm
No,
lying.
meaning that
It's a lie.
they will say anything to anybody. I watch people in the street talk to their children. So what I'm saying is, she might say she
Like-
says all of this. She has never said
Right.
any of that to me.
That's
No,
what I was about
no, I
to
get
say.
it.
When it comes,
Any
listen.
of it.
When
So-
it comes to
so-
Raymond and Shelby,
So if I hear her
there
on the
is
phone,
definitely a
listen,
filter.
so
Like,
I
I'm
hear-
very, very.
No, no.
If I hear her on the phone arguing with somebody and she might say something crazy,
Oh,
I'll
I
be
say
like,
crazy
well, something is
stuff.
really
No, no,
wrong with her.
you
But I've never had the
No,
experience.
because no, there's
Yeah,
there's a difference between being unfiltered and being careless.
Yeah.
That's
There's
very
a
true.
difference.
Yeah,
There's
that's
a
very
I
true.
choose my words wisely, and I had people say to me, well, for instance, like Ray's dad, because let me tell you something. As
laughing.
a mom,
No, I'm laughing because Ray is my man.
as a
Sometimes I don't
mom,
know the
you
difference.
protect.
I don't. She be on the phone. She be like, "I'm talking to Ray." I think she's talking to little Ray. She got off the phone. I'm talking to Big Ray. You was talking to Big Ray like that?
No, that's why I'm laughing because
No,
Ray,
but listen.
Ray is my man. That's why I'm laughing.
I have said things like me. It's another thing. Me and her father had got to a big argument years ago. It was a game that was at Boys and Girls High School, and it was. Remember, you was like it was going to be a fight that broke
It
out.
wasn't gonna be a fight. It was a little confrontation.
Listen, I got up. I'm going to see what's going on. The security, I felt like she was just walking like she was.
So in other words, you was like Saka Shanika
Like-
as well as Saka.
Listen,
the
listen.
security was walking like she was on TSA and she wasn't getting paid.
Yeah, like, what the fuck you doing? Hurry the fuck up. And then me and her, I'm like, you didn't get out. I'm flipping. He was like, Evelyn, wasn't nothing going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. And we didn't speak up until her graduation because I flipped. Because I felt like you didn't move fast enough for me.
Not,
And
for,
not
not for me. in the
Not to
conversation.
say that he would have let anything happen to her because I know he wouldn't have, not in a million years. But at that particular time,
from your vantage point.
I need you. You should have been running down there. I should be running behind you, seeing what's going on. I'm up. I'm moving. The security guard taking her time. Like, what the fuck? It was all. I was mad. I was upset. So I do filter.
So you was like a lioness on a hunt, like Cat Williams.
Basically.
Nigga, this is not a drill.
These are my cubs. Leave my babies alone. So when it comes to them, I'm real filtered. But with anybody else, I don't give a fuck who you are, my mother, father, sister, or brother. If it comes to them, all bets is off.
Gloves is off.
I don't care who you are. And is a good thing? No, maybe not. But it's my job to protect them. So I will say whatever I have to say to whoever I have to say it to.
I wouldn't say it's a good versus a bad thing. I would just try to quantify it as just an element of human nature.
I
Because
agree.
It's from human nature for parents to be protective of their children.
100%.
Now-
Well, you should be.
You're
Should
supposed to be.
You got
You're
some people
supposed
that just don't care about their kid. Well, girl,
And-
please go sit down.
And
No,
that-
that's not me.
and
I'm
that-
coming
and
for your
that's-
head.
Yeah, that's another issue. But
Yeah.
for people but even let me say this: there's a difference between being someone's father or mother and being their parent.
No, I
There's
agree.
a difference. So
I agree.
for people who are actually parents,
I
then that
agree.
natural instinct is always going to be there.
Because people
Your,
feel like,
your parents could be grown ass people. I mean, your children could be grown ass people. You're still going to have that.
oh yeah, they
protective
grown.
instinct.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't go to sleep on New Year's, so she was in the house and Ray was in the house. She came in at what, 3 something?
Yeah.
Ray came in at 5 something. When I heard his voice, it's sleep time.
Yo,
And they're grown, 24 and
listen,
22.
human
Listen,
nature.
it's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy. I said this. I had a conversation. Some guy from my job. He left. He went on and got another job. So he sent this long email saying, basically thanking the company and all of this. So I'm reading the email and he's like, at some point in my life I was homeless and
Wow.
he was living out of his car. Now me and the dude was cool and he was telling me, how him and his mom was really close. And then it hit me like,
Why would you
there's
touch
no
your car?
way I was gonna be homeless and me and my mom is close.
Absolutely
Let me
not.
tell you something, Mom. she's
People
like
different
a-
dynamic,
I know,
family
it's
dynamics
crazy.
is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But she's like a super detective. I said, yo, I was as my homeboy. I'm like, yo, I would have walked in the house. My mother looked at me like, yo, you homeless? Why you homeless? I didn't even say nothing. Like, why are you homeless? Why? You're like,
Like, hold
what?
You're like, wait, you didn't eat in 5 months,
Yeah,
36
yeah,
hours.
What? Yo, I'm telling you, analyze
Why
from
you
the
look
top-
like that?
Yo,
That's
from
true.
the top of your head to the bottom
Yeah,
of your
that's
feet.
true.
I'm like, yo, you're right. Family dynamics are different. There's no way
No.
she's walking and breathing, and I'm homeless.
We homeless together.
Like what I'm saying?
Right.
And we sleeping in the park together. My kid is not going to ever be sleeping in no park and no car, no nothing.
It's crazy.
No.
I was
Listen,
like, hey.
now if I'm telling her, get your ass up, get in the house, and she's like, no, I want to sleep in my car. I'm not sleeping in my car. Then your dumb ass sleep in your car. But
You're going to have an option.
you're going to have an option. Don't be
Right.
talking about my mother. Don't send no email or talk to your friends talking about
My family abandoned
right.
me.
No, let's
It was
get
crazy.
your ass.
Right.
But
It
like
was
you
crazy.
said, different. But you can't be. How close are you if you sleeping out your car?
In the
Your
car.
mother sleeping in her bed.
Again, like those family dynamics are crazy.
Yeah, that's
and
weird.
like I said, for me, like coming from a behavioral scientific background, when you learn about family dynamics, it's like one of the things that they taught us, and there's actually a lot of truth to it, is that every family is dysfunctional.
Of course, there's
some type of
definitely
way. Okay.
Yeah, some type of way.
We are
Of
dysfunctional.
course.
Now, dysfunctional doesn't mean pathological. Those are mutually exclusive things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can have dysfunction, but you can still have that genuine respect and
crazy
concern
how
and love for
it's
each other.
certain
Oh no, that's
things-
true because that's definitely
Her mother. It's certain
Yeah.
things that are dysfunctional that's just what they are.
when
It's-
I'm.
it
But when
doesn't
I'm
mean-
sick,
I know it's weird.
No,
but
I
it's like-
get what you're saying. Like,
I know it's weird. It's
because,
like
because out on the outside looking in, you're like, yo,
they
that's
crazy.
yeah.
But, when
But
you've
to
been
them,
in
it's
it-
normal.
Yeah.
me and my mother, we go at each other a lot because we're two of a kind. We're similar people, but
They're not similar.
you don't think so?
Y'all are exactly the same.
But
That's
if I am
why.
sick, who I want Denise Michelle Demond. That's it. That's all.
She put the entire name on the social
That's
security number.
who I want. Where's my mother? Get Denise now. I'm dying. She the only one who can save me.
Yo, she
Now,
put
hold on,
she
hold
put
on.
out the government.
Hold on, no. I got something that's gonna make you mad though. I got something that's gonna make you mad. So you know they was talking about this MVP voting, right? And the two names that's going back and forth is Harden and the Greek Freak.
I heard that.
Greek freak.
Yeah.
You got Greek Freak?
I got
over
Greek
Harden?
freak.
I got anybody
Over
besides
Harden?
Harden.
Snap.
It could be
She got Denise
motherfucking.
Michelle Demond
Yes.
over Harden.
It could be anybody. It could be Wilt, the Chamberlain, anybody.
we gonna-
Larry Bird.
listen.
I don't care.
Listen, we're gonna put this on the table right now. 'Cause I
No,
really,
she would put Jeremy Lin over
There you
Harden.
go.
listen, I really want to know.
Can't
Mom,
stand that.
Is he
dude.
still in the NBA, by the way?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
is.
is.
Mom, why don't you like Harden? I really want to know. Like, I don't want a
Okay, let me tell you what it is.
weird answer.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I don't even know him, so I can't like dislike him because I don't know him. However,
Why? Because that time when he was on the court, he walked from Pasadena to Medina.
no, the fact that they do so like they just give him so much leeway. Like, what makes him so much better than LeBron James? That he got to get all these calls. Like, why?
Oh boy.
All
He
right.
get too many
right.
calls.
Hold on,
I don't
hold on,
like it.
hold
I think
on,
it's
hold
unfair.
on, hold
LeBron
on.
James is the
Mom,
best player in the
Mom,
world. He
Mom,
should get more calls than
Mom,
James
Mom.
Harden.
All right, then
That's it.
LeBron should flop more.
But also, let's listen,
Yeah, he should.
listen.
See what happens. He be
Let's
getting
also
fined.
charge it to this. Let's also charge it to this. In a devil's advocate way, we can say, even though Harden does flop a lot, he is not flopping by himself, standing in the corner. He is flopping in the midst of contact.
He's in traffic, right?
So-
But this been going on for too many years. I think they should
what I'm
have
saying-
figured this
What I'm
out.
saying is,
Somebody's
I
paying
know
those refs
LeBron.
off.
I know LeBron would get a lot of calls if he was in the midst of contact all the time. Some way, somehow, Harden is always in the middle.
He's always
of
in the
3
mix.
or 4 people.
He's always in the
with
mix.
the basketball.
Always.
I know it's annoying, but it's real.
He's always in the mix.
And the only
Yeah.
way you can not foul him is to run the other way, and you still might get the whistle blown on
My
you.
point.
You could be out of bounds and you'll get
Yeah.
fouled.
You
But
sit on
he's
the
a-
bench.
I'm telling
Hey,
you.
I'm on the bench.
No,
oh, my
no,
bad.
no.
You.
No, they'll foul. They'll call foul on the coach.
Mess around,
Wait,
call
hold
foul
on.
another ref.
Yeah.
You didn't call foul. You didn't call foul. Nah, but
You're out of here.
I'm
Like,
trying to figure out the Harden or the Greek Freak. Harden or the
Greek Freak.
I got mine Greek freak.
me too.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, you already know my.
Because if
Nah,
it's
it got to be more than that. That's why I
no,
said-
it's because if
That's
it's
it.
energy, it's just the fact that he's on a team that he's really bringing a lot of light to, and the energy that he's bringing is having a very positive effect on the entire Milwaukee's team, and he's been
And the
such a benefit
franchise.
to that franchise.
I agree
Yada
with you.
yada yada. Bang bang bang.
I agree. With
I
you.
want him to be the MVP if it ain't going to be LeBron because I do not like James Harden.
So let's
James
talk
Harden-
about the return of DeMarcus Cousins coming this late
Oh, it's
January.
gonna
It's about
And we're
time
gonna
because
start.
Listen, it's going to be some shake.
Golden State ain't looking the same.
It's,
I'm-
and let me tell you what's going to
Like,
happen.
honestly.
I'm telling you, I can see it. It's going to be some friction.
You're not. Draymond Green is not telling DeMarcus Cousins get the F out of here. Some crazy shit
Hell
like that.
no, it's going to be a
he gonna
fight.
Going
no,
down.
he gonna get put.
He ain't going
He
down.
gonna
It's
get
going
put.
to be. You ain't calling him no bitch, and
Yeah.
his mama's a bitch, and his father's a bitch, and all that, and
That's real.
you cupcake. He ain't saying
He ain't
none of
going
that to
for all
Marcus
that.
Cousins.
Wait, hold up. He called Durant's mama a bitch.
He told her to sit the F down.
Sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Draymond.
Draymond
This is before Kevin Durant came to
Came to Golden State.
Before
they recruited
Wait, that
him
was
in the
before?
parking lot,
before. So you let somebody disrespect your mother, you wouldn't play with him. You see, that's the type of shit. You know what that is?
No.
Did he have a father? Did he have a dad?
I never see his pops.
That's the problem. He ain't got a father.
I don't think it mattered because guess what? My father died when I was 8.
Mm-hmm.
You call my mama a bitch, we fighting.
No, I agree.
Purge.
I agree. Don't.
I don't care if I lose. I don't care if you stomp me the hell out. I'm gonna get that first hit.
I fought for
I
my
agree.
mom.
Something gonna
Exactly.
happen.
I agree.
Something gonna happen.
I am not coming to play with you, slapping you fives, chest bumping you, and you told my mother to sit the fuck down.
Nah, I'm gonna slap you in the face.
Who are you? You know what I mean?
But
So
how
you
do
can.
How do you think basketball-wise? Let's say if everything goes fine, everything goes well, nobody's calling.
Oh, they're
anybody
gonna win.
to be-
They're winning anyway.
They're gonna win anyway, in my personal opinion. I don't feel like there's a team, even on Golden State's worst day, that
Hell
is
no.
capable of beating them.
That's what people saying. Oh my God. This dude Klay Thompson is in the slump. Okay,
That's his regular. First,
that's
no,
Klay Thompson.
No,
exactly.
First of all,
He goes through those things. Exactly.
No. Have you guys saw on YouTube when he made 8 out of 10 shots in pure darkness?
I can believe
And
that.
no, they have it on YouTube. They tested the validity and the integrity of his shot. They cut out all the lights in the gym. He made 8 out of 10
But, I
shots
mean,
in pure darkness.
That's
And-
muscle memory.
No,
right there.
and
That's
no-
exactly. I'm
and
about to
and
say.
those
You
8
know,
shots,
was he moving?
No, he wasn't
Oh,
moving.
okay.
But still, to make 8 3-pointers
No,
out
but
of 10
that's-
3-point, and he made those 8 shots almost 8 in a row.
Missed the last 2 or missed the first 2 or something.
Something like that. But dude,
I can believe that.
8 out of 10 3-pointers in
believe
pure
that.
darkness.
That's crazy. You
can
see,
believe
Curry moved up on the all-time 3 list. He's like 3rd now.
This
He's
is-
Steph Curry. That's supposed
Stephen
to happen.
Curry.
That's crazy.
That's
the-
supposed to happen.
But
the
that's why
rate-
I don't sleep on
the
Klay
rate-
Thompson. Klay
the
Thompson's
rate
going to be
he's doing
fine.
it at,
Yeah.
The rate he's doing it at is ridiculous. I'm
That's
looking
because the way they changed the way people play basketball.
No, and I
Back
tell
in
you
the
this.
days,
Nah,
they didn't take as
nah,
much
I'm-
3-point shots the way that they do
Now,
now.
I'm going to tell you this. Kevin Durant, I like Kevin Durant, but he's like the softest dark-skinned nigga ever.
Oh, he's
He's
definitely.
He too dark to be that soft.
He is. You should have been light skinned. No, you're right. He should have been light skinned. You're right.
No.
He should have been light.
Draymond Green wouldn't have been able to do that to Klay Thompson.
No.
Klay Thompson would have DeBarge beat him.
You.
Klay Thompson definitely got a little dark skin.
Yeah, for real.
Walks around the edges. He look a
Yeah,
little
did you
crazy,
see when he
too.
did that interview with a bear?
Oh yeah, he had a bear in his hand.
He said, I just was having one of these days. But LeBron walked through with a goddamn wine glass. Everybody want to talk about LeBron with a wine glass. But this dude cracked open a beer. What was it? A Coors Light
you know
or
what
some
it is?
shit?
That's the price of being number one. When you're number one, you're
Everything's
automatically
on the
expected at a
limelight.
certain standard. Jordan faced the
Shit.
same thing. Bill Russell faced the same thing.
Listen,
all of the
LeBron,
number
drink
ones.
your wine. Do what you want to do. This is your league, baby.
So I'm
That's
looking
till
at
you
just
leave.
I'm looking at just a dynamic of they play a very fast-paced game. That's how
Yes.
Golden State plays. They're
Yes.
up and down.
Yeah,
get
they
up and
literally
down.
burn the energy out of
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
They're up and down. So I'm trying to figure out where would DeMarcus fit in that.
I mean, he would just have to fit his role as a big man.
Yeah. But he can shoot, too.
Yeah.
But see,
He's not as consistent, of course, but he can step out and shoot.
Oh, and shout out to my man LaMarcus Aldridge. He had what 50 last night? 56.
About time.
That was
No,
one of the-
honestly,
that
I
was-
like LaMarcus
That was
Aldridge.
one of the games. I have to say,
He really didn't start off well with
No, he didn't.
San Antonio.
No.
You know why? Because they were trying to make him
I
the
thought they were
next
trying to
next
change
Tim
him,
Duncan.
so he's not
No,
that.
they were trying to make him the next Tim Duncan. That was a big mistake.
He's not that.
Once
Nope.
Popovich humbled himself and be like, "Listen, this ain't gonna work. We're
You
just gonna have
got
to
to
run
take
his
the play
game."
for who they are.
That's when he got better.
As-
This is
Exactly.
one thing I can say. A lot of any coach knows from learning experience. When you're able to coach a great player like Tim Duncan or a great player like Manu or a great player like Parker, you realize they were only great because you let them be great in their own skin.
Be
who they are.
themselves.
You have to give
Yeah.
them the green light
Look
to,
at
in their
Manu.
own lane.
Manu's NBA career, 75% of it was great, 25% was like, what is he doing? But that's who he is.
That's just who he
That's
was.
who he
You
was.
got to take
You
it
gotta
how it is.
Take it how it is. So that was a good game.
So-
That's another a-hole of the week.
Who?
Paul George. If anybody watched the end of that game, end of the first overtime, they lost that game because of him. People don't always think that certain plays coincide with other ones, but when nobody can guard you on the floor and you coming off screens and taking threes, bad threes, yeah, you got to get it together. Brody had 24
What was they
assists.
down?
He
What was-
couldn't pass the ball anymore. It's no more you can pass the basketball.
It was 24 something and 24.
Yeah, 24 points, 24 assists, and like I think a double-digit rebounds.
I had 11, I think. I was like, wait, is this real? 24. That's big for
Let me tell you why I didn't like
no,
that.
Westbrook.
Let me tell you why I didn't like that. Because I'm watching a game and I'm watching him pass the ball in instances when he should have shot the basketball. I like how he wants to pass the basketball, get everybody involved. But
sometimes he got to take those. Yeah,
he's not calculative as Westbrook. He's not.
You know what I'm saying? You're still Russell Westbrook. Like
maybe he just felt like.
And I never seen it happen at those times when Paul George had the basketball. I was like, yo, get the ball to this dude hand. He want to shoot. Get that ball to Russell Westbrook. He going to the B-hop, bro. He's
definitely going to the basket.
We're not doing all like. Yeah,
Let me ask a question, because I had this argument at work. And I was talking about Lonzo Ball, and I was talking about De'Aaron. That's his name, Fox?
De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah. And first and foremost, the kid at my job was like, no, De'Aaron Fox is not a point guard. Okay, he is. I had to send him his wiki thing.
His NBA profile.
Exactly. He's a point guard. But
he's more of a combo guard, but his position
is point guard. Right. Of course, because are there any really solidified? Everybody's a mixture now.
Might be
one of the only, because he don't do shit else.
You mean like a pure
point guard, right?
To be honest, there's very few pure point guards.
That's what I'm saying. It is.
Rondo is like the last of a dying breed.
Yeah, he is.
And he's solidified. Lonzo Ball, I don't know what the fuck he be doing, but we was talking about Lonzo Ball and De'Aaron Fox, and I said that I felt, first of all, I think Lonzo Ball got picked up by the Lakers. Maybe Magic see something in him. I don't know. I don't see it. But also the hype. His father sold the shit out of that kid. And he did what he was supposed to do as a dad. But if you look at De'Aaron Fox and you look at Lonzo Ball, don't get it twisted. De'Aaron Fox make a lot of mistakes, but he's making aggressive mistakes. And as a coach,
he's playing with heart.
At my point, as a coach, if I was a coach, I want to see an aggressive mistake. I can't be mad with an aggressive mistake. Now, I'm mad if you Lonzo Ball and you just shoot the. What the fuck are you doing? You're not even, you're not putting no effort into it. Nothing. So they was like, no, Lonzo Ball is better. Lonzo Ball, to me, is not better than De'Aaron Fox. He wasn't better than him in college. I watched those games. He cooked him twice, so 2 games they played. He wasn't better than him in college. He's definitely not better than him now. I believe if they would have took someone else at number 2, I think it'd be a different. Different game. A different team.
My synopsis is.
I think De'Aaron Fox has been great on the Lakers.
Now, I think
because he's going to shoot. He can shoot.
This is my thing with. I like De'Aaron Fox's game a lot, but I don't see him having the same path or future, in my personal opinion, as Lonzo Ball.
Because
I need to see something.
You know why? Because he doesn't have the same promotion on his back.
Let me tell you why.
This is the second year for Lonzo, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna wait.
That as well. But let me tell you what happened. The Lakers go get Lonzo Ball. They had plans. They had plans with Lonzo Ball.
They did.
And then
they do.
Hold on. The Lakers say, "Oh, we got a chance to get LeBron. We have plans with LeBron." When you are getting a player like any player, and you have plans for them, and you irk your plans because someone better is coming,
you immediately stunt their growth.
You stunt their growth, but also in the same retrospect, you can't Lonzo Ball. Nobody is going to be able to be successful with the team around them.
When you have the best player in the world playing under their shadow.
The best player. You have the team around them that the Lakers have. I love those guys. Not one of them can shoot. You know how many shots they would be able to make in the dark? 0. Yo, none of them can shoot. Nobody also speaks about the reason that De'Aaron Fox can get to the basket at will. Sacramento, if they don't have nothing, they have them foreigners who can shoot the basketball. When you can't be in the paint helping. Lonzo Ball is not going to be as successful on a team where everybody is sitting in the paint. You got to get shooters. We're not going to see the best LeBron until the Lakers get shooters. Let me tell you something. There's 2 things that's the same about LeBron and Lonzo. They're the same player, just one is shrunk and less athletic. They need shooters to be successful. He can't get to the basket if there's no shooters out there stretching people out.
Okay,
and we see LeBron's history. Every time LeBron was
successful, we have shooters.
I get that.
Deeper than that. Anytime LeBron had to be on the floor and play all 5 positions, drastic failures.
When he's successful,
he has help.
He has shooters.
Yeah,
but this is what I'm saying.
You don't need nobody to create.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, you don't think that De'Aaron Fox would have been good on the Los Angeles Lakers?
With the same team? No. is how you going to get in the paint if everybody's in there.
So
And
you don't think Lonzo Ball should be more aggressive?
I'm not
When Lonzo Ball is aggressive, he plays very well. When he's lax and he's just like he's
that's the
playing a
that's
pickup
the,
game,
that's the coach's
he
fault.
plays horrible. But no, but
what I'm
listen,
saying
listen.
also
I
is
don't
this.
think. I don't like to blame a coach for that because my thing is this: you're getting paid
The
to get out
effort
there.
has to come from
It has
you.
to. I can't
Yeah.
make you play.
No, I
a
get
certain
that.
way.
No, I'm just talking about in terms of just sheer core development. Like in LA, there doesn't seem to be any like cultivation
You
or
wanna know
development of the
why?
players.
Why are we developing players if we went and got the best player in the world? I don't think a lot of people are taking that into consideration.
But they need to still develop those boys.
That's my
those
point.
guys.
That's what I'm saying,
If
and that's
we're
just not
saying-
happening.
If
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox is probably the best player
You'd have been
on
better.
Sacramento,
I like him.
listen, he's probably the best player on Sacramento or one of the best players, and a lot of effort. And
I'm just
energy.
biased because I loved him
What
in
I'm
college
saying,
too. So
a lot of effort and energy is
He
going
went to
into
Kentucky.
him. We wouldn't be having this same conversation if Sacramento said we're going to get LeBron. Nobody talking about this dude. Nobody care about what he's doing, what he's not doing. It's just different.
But you
They
still
put a
need
lot
a
of- they put
need a Robin to the Batman.
They put a lot of things on, and De'Aaron Fox ain't no Robin either.
I mean,
he ain't that good. He
ain't
ain't that good.
He can be developed into a Robin though.
No.
Yes, he
No,
can.
he can't.
Shoot, you
No,
think
he
Lonzo
can't.
Ball going to be a Robin one
No,
day?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
As long as
Neither
you
one
ain't-
of them have the
He might-
ability to be a Robin.
He might be a Harlequin.
Both of them have the ability.
He might be a
Hold
Harley
on.
Quinn, but not a Robin.
Both of them have the ability to be a good point guard on a good team. That's it. None of them, they're not physically.
I don't like Lonzo
capable
Ball. I don't
to
like
be-
his effort. I feel like he's not aggressive. When he was aggressive, he scored 21 points by being aggressive. Then he came back out. He had 0 points. Then he had 3. I think he needs to understand this. And the coach cannot teach you to be aggressive. That has to be first of all. Some people are just naturally aggressive.
Yeah.
For instance,
They just have that instinct.
right. For instance, I am verbally aggressive, probably all the time, to the point people think that I'm arguing. I'm like, no, this is just who
Right.
I am. It's not personal. It's just I get it
That's
from
just
my
part
mom.
of your
It's my
nature.
mom.
Yeah.
Blame it on Denise. That's what it is. So with Lonzo, it's like a coach gotta call you out. Listen, I need for you and Ingram to be aggressive. Blah blah blah. Then y'all come and y'all be aggressive and we win the game. No, you gotta go out there. Like I said, I would take an aggressive mistake any day. I can't take a mistake where you're being lax.
And let me also say this. A lot of if we investment in a player from franchises is very obvious. From even looking on the outside in, when you watch, why are we invested in these young dudes? Like they definitely got invested in Ingram. They're ready to ship him off. Whatever.
He needs to go.
You don't need him if you got LeBron.
That's
Another
true.
thing.
It's
we
too
go and
much.
draft Ingram. Oh, Ingram, we got plans for him. Yo, we got this dude coming. No, get him out of here. Why we still got him here?
You got it, but they're trying to pick up. They're trying to wait
No,
to
but
get
what I'm
somebody in
saying
the
is,
season
we
off,
need
and we
to-
get it.
We need to stop
I think
complaining about him
I think LA as a
they didn't really believe they could get LeBron. Drafted a lot of different type of players, young players who they thought they.
I
saw
think as an
potential in.
organization,
And then-
LA they bit off more than they
and
could chew.
then we got
They-
LeBron.
they over
So we
anticipated.
don't have to.
They're
we
gonna
don't-
be okay,
we
though.
don't- yeah, no, they're gonna be okay. But you gotta move things. You invested in Lonzo, then be invested in Lonzo 100%. Not invested in Lonzo, then when Rondo come back, we don't play him a lot. You can't do that.
Right.
Well, I saw
That
that
messes-
cap. I
that
saw that
messes with
Kaz
a
and
player's
Rondo
confidence.
arm.
We messed with a player.
He
messes with a
coming
player's confidence.
back.
And do you have conversations with these dudes? Just like, JaVale McGee was mad about the whole situation with Tyson Chandler coming. But my thing is this. Do you sit down and have conversations with these dudes? Like, listen, Tyson Chandler's coming. He's coming for such and such. You can't play all the minutes.
And
coming
he's
to
not
play
taking
backup
your starting
center.
position.
Yeah, he's coming for this. We seen convincingly right in our face, Rondo healthy, Rondo's playing.
Yeah, you need to.
And not just playing, he's gonna execute. He's
But
gonna
listen,
put in work.
But listen, why are we holding Lonzo for? If you're going to do that, get
Because-
rid of him. If
Because you
you're
still
not-
need another point guard, though.
No. But why?
You
Are
need
we
another point guard.
You can't do that. Rondo is not, in my personal opinion, if you're talking about having an elite point guard, he ain't it either.
No, of course not,
He's
but-
a backup. So we're not going to be invested. We can't have 2 backups. We only need 1. Get rid
Well,
of one of
get
them.
rid of him and get Damian Leonard.
For a young player, you got to be invested in them. Let them know. Listen,
He's a
go
combo
ahead.
guard, hands
Be
down.
invested, yes, and then it'd be obvious.
You think Lillard would leave LA?
Will he
I mean,
leave
yeah.
Portland?
You
I
think he'll
don't
leave
think so. I
Portland?
said that.
Listen,
I don't think so.
you know what's so crazy to me? Because when you hear him talk, in one instance, he's like, blah, blah. He's saying things that make you think
That's
he
just
might
the frustration.
And then, but I feel like this. When you're on a team and you've given them so many years and you don't see no growth and they're not trying to bring pieces in to
But
help you be a championship caliber team, then you need to go. And I don't think you should feel any way about
But
leaving.
you also know what that is too. he also knows the investment in Damian Lillard. Nobody was talking about Damian Lillard coming out of college.
No,
Nobody
he went
was
to a mid-major.
But as soon as he came to NBA, he took the world by
But
storm.
they drafted him, and Portland invested in him. So it's hard to say, well, I'm
Screw
out.
y'all.
Oh, I'm out.
When this team and
Because
this
they gave
city
him a
and
shot. They
organization
gave him a shot.
Listen, listen, ain't no.
No. I'm not saying.
You know what?
I wouldn't be out. I'm just saying what I feel like he's going
it's
through.
a very thin line and balancing act between loyalty
in business.
and yeah.
But you know what? My thing is this.
And deeper than business, your own personal ambition.
Personal ambition. Yeah,
But see, my thing is this. My thing is this, and I get all of that, and you're right. But my thing is this: when you come to these owners, dude,
You're expendable anyway. Off the rip.
It's been you on the plane. You got to get off the plane because you done got traded to the team you just finished playing against, and your team is going to play somebody else. So listen, I'm not being loyal to you. I'm going to leave if I feel it makes sense to me.
Only few players like LeBron really have that sway where he can make the final decision of where he's going.
Yeah, and it's not a lot.
Most players will never have that type of.
The loyalty, in my personal opinion, is
look at Kawhi Leonard.
Listen, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Kawhi Leonard did it to himself.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying, is they refuse. They refused to because he didn't want to go to no Raptors, but they said that they was like, we're not going to trade him. Was it the Clippers or LA or something?
Listen, at that point,
they said they wasn't trading him to the West.
No, it's only two dudes.
No, you're getting the fuck out of here.
It's only two dudes who get to do what they want and go where they want to go.
LeBron and Kyrie.
Kyrie, no, we're not letting you. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are.
LeBron was pissed off.
Black, white, yellow, black. You're not going to sit here and say, I'm injured, I'm not playing.
He was pissed off by that.
This is where I want to go. You better go kill yourself. You ain't this is where I want to go.
Derrick Rose, quote unquote.
This is where I want to go.
Exactly.
No.
Boy, take your ass in that gym and get your life
let
together.
Kyrie get away with that stupidness, and they should have traded him
and got something for him.
No. Speaking of that, where's what's the name? Did what's the name get picked up yet? Melo.
No. Melo is somewhere with the kids doing stuff with his son or his daughter.
NBA cares.
Yeah, he should be doing something with his
NBA cares.
Should be doing something with his daughter.
NBA cares.
No.
Quote unquote.
He need to do some cameo appearances on Power.
No, but him and LeBron, Lala and LeBron's wife, they was out to dinner a few weeks ago, and I'm just like, LeBron, please don't come with the LeBron cares, want to take all the injured and washed up players and bring them to LA.
Listen. He's paid already. I'll give him a veteran minimum.
Don't come off the bench.
I'll give him a veteran minimum. Try it out.
Yeah, give him a Vince Carter deal.
He's paid already.
Yeah, he's definitely coming off the bench.
He's paid already, and he ain't Vince Carter.
Right.
With a different mindset.
Vince Carter
that's
still
a 6 man of the year.
Yeah.
But Vince Carter just this is it. This is his last dance.
Yeah, he don't care. He just having fun.
That little check.
You know what it is? Is he married?
I don't know.
If he's married, he probably don't like his wife, and that's why he don't want to retire. I'm just saying.
That's really all types of disrespectful.
It is what it is, though. Look, you know, if you retire, you got to go home. You got to go on vacations with her and all kind of shit.
You got to take the kids to school. Right. You got to do homework.
She might want another baby. Nobody got time for that. So if I'm playing, I'm traveling. Listen, honey, I'm working. You know, I'm just trying to. But we're good. Bag. No, we're not good because things is happening. You know, you got to lie to her. She really don't know what's really going on. He probably don't like his wife. So let's talk about.
For this last few minutes, let's get into Mr. Robert Kelly.
Nobody's telling me.
So as you
I
all
don't
may know,
want to hurt nobody.
Ma,
there is something.
He was talking about a 14-year-old while he was singing that.
He sure
Listen,
was. I apologize.
You taking we say what they can't to a whole nother level.
Y'all cannot act like that song. Y'all wasn't bumping and grinding. Well,
I wasn't bumping and grinding.
How old are you?
I'm 36.
Oh, you was bumping and grinding to that. Just saying.
How you gonna put my business out there on Front Street?
Just saying, you was. You was dancing. Holding that body. Okay.
I'm assuming, I'm not gonna say almost everybody, but even if you've heard about the 6-episode Lifetime special, or you've seen it, or some sort.
Yeah.
You had to have.
It was all over social media. If you don't have social media,
if you didn't see it, you was under a rock, or you got a room in R. Kelly crib.
Exactly. He didn't watch no TV, no nothing,
like that.
because it was all over the place.
So, let's give you a brief opinion before we really get into it.
I'm disgusted, and I saw a lot of things that people was blaming the girls. And they were saying, you know, these fast-ass girls and all these things. And we have to keep in mind that these are girls, you know. the key word in that sentence is girls. These are children. These is girls. They cannot consent to be intimate with a 28, 29-year-old man.
To a high school.
And you pulling up to McDonald's in a high school, and you're, bumping your music and Kelly, and you bringing them home, and you keeping them locked up in a way, and it's not their fault. I'm just gonna brief on something. I was sexually assaulted when I was, I'm gonna say 15, 16. Worked at my church, Catholic church, as a receptionist after high school, and a custodian sexually assaulted me at church. And let me tell you something. Back then, if everybody knows, I had a cute face in a boy body. I had no body. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like I had this big old, or I used to wear jeans and sweatshirts. My priest used to call me Guest Beast because that's all I wore was Guest, everything. I was a size 0. So for people to say, well, the way that they dress or the way that they act, it doesn't matter. I could just left a trap house and have sex with 8 men and walk outside, and then you come pull up in your car and you drag me in your car and you rape me. I don't care what I just finished doing. If I tell you no, it's no. I can be married, and if my husband decides to have sex with me and I'm fighting him and I'm saying no, that is rape. No is no. It's no, and it's disgusting. And for everyone who sat back and let him do these things and watch him do these things and helped him do these things, they all should go to jail. So everyone that was on that special, and they're talking, all the men and the people, his
entourage, and all,
right, saying, oh yeah, well, he had us do this. No,
his laggies.
Right, y'all all need to go to jail because y'all destroyed
the lives of people.
These girls' lives, and for Sparkle's niece parents, who got up on that stand or whatever and said that, oh, that wasn't my daughter. And you could have saved so many people by just saying, yes, that's my daughter, and going and getting your daughter some fucking help and not letting him pay you off to shut up and you is a responsibility that you have to protect other people as a human being with some type of integrity, some type of moral compass.
Right.
They didn't do that. They said, oh, no, we didn't. That's not my daughter. And now you have a bunch of women that were taken advantage of, that are still being taken advantage of, that he's going to continue to do this. This man just had a birthday party. He just celebrated his 52nd birthday.
Grown men and women at the birthday party with phones,
standing room only, crowded.
Crowded.
It was so crowded they had to get the police to shut it down and close.
Disgusting. In a studio that he's already getting, he hasn't even paid $22,000 a month. He missed 4 payments. He owed $80-something thousand. He hasn't even paid. He's in there partying for his birthday. This is the mindset of this monster. He don't give a fuck. He don't care. Sickening. Sad.
I mean, as you know, I wrote an article about this. I have to come from a Muslim perspective, Islamic perspective, being Muslim first. Let's get one thing clear. R. Kelly is a sexual predator. Mm-hmm. That's just without a doubt, hands down. Now, the question that I pose is pertaining to people saying that he's a child molester, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Now, again, like I said, from an Islamic standpoint, Islamic perspective, we have to define what child molestation is, right? Because from a textual perspective, there's very detailed definitions on what childhood is, all of that type of stuff. So from Islamic perspective, a person who is classified as a child is a person who has not experienced puberty. Now, this actually gets in a lot of murky.
Oh, it's definitely
positions.
Murky, and
murky.
I know all about that, and I don't agree with it.
Of course,
but
I don't expect you to.
I get it, but because you can hit puberty at 11. I had a cousin that hit puberty at 11, and to me, she's still a child.
Right, because you know why? Because in all honesty, puberty and maturity are not mutually exclusive.
Exactly.
That's absolutely factual. So you have to take that into consideration as well. But what's really hypocritical is that you have people who have said this, right? But in the United States itself, you have several states. You have 17 states where you can marry someone and there is no age limit as in terms of who you can marry. So when you call someone child molester, how do you consolidate that when you have 17 states that don't have an age limit on who can get married? You know, you got states where a person can get married at 14, at 15, at 16, at 17. So that literally means that if I marry somebody at 16 and I cross the state line where the bare minimum age to get married is 18, that means that I can literally cross the state line, and in that state, I'm now a child molester. That's ridiculous. So all of those laws and all those things, if you really want to play this thing out how you deem correctly, you have to really conceptualize and really truly define what it means to be a child molester. Now, obviously, we know that you can't justify rape. Rape is rape.
Absolutely.
There's no argument. There's no it's non-debatable, right? So, but in terms of just those different age limits, right? That's very like confusing for people, right? And it, like, for example, in New York State, I found out recently, like, you can quote unquote date a person at 17, but if you have sex with them, it's child molestation. That is retarded. Because, like, if you dating somebody, what the hell you think they doing? Just frolicking in Prospect Park?
So
No, you get busy.
Let me ask a question. I'm just dealing with the Islamic part of it.
Right.
Is I dated someone who was Suleiman, and that is true. Like, they feel like when a female child hit puberty that she is of age, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, to be married.
Marriageable, right.
For the life of me, I think that's morally wrong. I think it's disgusting. And the only reason why is because I've known women who had girls 13 and 14, and they probably was out there having sex or doing whatever, and they felt like, okay, I'm gonna marry her off to a 40 or 50-year-old. First and foremost, they have nothing in common. They cannot relate on nothing. The only thing that they can relate on, and this is just how I feel, is probably the religion and being fruitful and multiplying, having babies, and possibly this man going to get another wife, if that's the understanding that they have.
That's a fact.
And I just think that is disgusting. I don't agree with it I don't agree with it at all. And me and him had a child that our child did pass when she was born, stillbirth. And a lot of times I think about that. I'm like, but who he is, I know those things he did not agree with at all.
Right.
But his dad did.
Right.
But he did not agree with those things because he has 2 daughters, of marrying his daughters off at 14 or 15 when they hit puberty, and then they can go marry a 30 or 40-year-old man. It's morally wrong. And that's the reason why here, even though that is in your religion, like, to my understanding, they can't legally get married here in that way. Am I correct or am I wrong?
Like I said, it depends on what state you in.
If they are in,
I mean, obviously, we talk about New York State right now. If you try to do that, somebody gonna lock your ass up.
Right, you can't
that's just
legally.
reality.
So you got to go through the imam.
Yeah.
Who has to marry you?
Who has to sign off on it?
Right, for you guys to get married.
But I want to get back to what you mentioned, because you mentioned something very valid in terms of, like, known in the Arabic language as al-urfiyya, like cultural narrative, right? So cultural narrative in terms of how Islamic laws are manifested and applied, that has to be taken into consideration, because people's cultural narratives are different. Like, for example, me personally, I would not be comfortable marrying somebody that young, because that's not my cultural narrative. I was never brought up in that framework. Somebody in another place, they're more than comfortable.
The same religion might be comfortable doing the same.
Like me personally, I would not be comfortable with that, because that's
or
not
your
my
daughter,
right? Because that's not my cultural narrative, and it's wrong for you to impose a cultural narrative on another person, regardless of the fact that it's Islamically allowable. You have to allow people to move within their respective cultural narrative.
But this topic can go for hours on end.
Years.
But right. But we're gonna have to revisit this. This is our time. But we're gonna have to have you come back, because we need to touch on that. And I always had an issue with that. I always thought it was morally wrong. I didn't understand that. I thought it was sick. Yeah. Being honest, I just thought it was some sick craziness, like you're taking advantage of a child because she's able, and I feel like she hit puberty, she's able to have babies now, so she's able to be married, and I just think that's just that's why we don't look at it as being a legal marriage in in New York.
Yeah. But like you said, it's very there's a lot of complexities. Even amongst Muslims, there's a lot of complexities, because you have Muslims who will say, "Oh yeah, R. Kelly's a child molester, boom, boom, boom." But yet the Prophet Muhammad, peace on him, his wife Aisha, she was literally younger than the person that R. Kelly had sex with on film. So how do you consolidate that? Are you going to call Prophet Muhammad a child molester? So you have to. I mean, seriously.
Who are you asking?
Yeah.
It depends on who you ask.
It does depend on you. You know why? Because this conversation.
I would,
No,
but you know,
I'm saying for Muslims, this has
Yeah.
very deeply rooted theological implications. Because I've literally had conversations with Muslims who've literally directly and indirectly accused Prophet Muhammad of child molestation.
Well,
So this is a very serious issue for Muslims to really analyze and try to be objective, as opposed.
so
to
it's hard for them to call a lot of so basically, are you saying as a lot of your friends, the people that you know, it's hard for them to say that R. Kelly is a child molester, or do they look at him as a child molester?
It's both.
It's hard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because if, like you said, if you're following something in someone who was dating someone, like you said, younger than the first young woman he was having sex with in the video, it's hard to just say outright.
Yes.
Well,
what it is.
And you face a lot of scrutiny either way.
with
Either
no
way.
Either
disrespect
way.
to nobody, religion is disgusting. But that's another topic.
Listen, guys, this was a deep one today. A little basketball, a lot of R. Kelly.
Yeah.
We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thanks the Muslim model for coming.
Oh, you
Tell
gotta
them
come
where
back because
Oh,
we
no,
need
yeah,
to touch
for
on this
sure,
a
for
little
they
more.
can find you at.
No more 12 play, by the way.
No more,
No more 12 play.
Definitely, man. No more Chocolate Factory. This is gonna be a tough one, man.
And I know
All the barbecues is
Yeah.
gonna be a tough one. But
Yeah.
tell them where they
Yeah,
can
for
find you at.
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Gareth Bryan on Facebook, Muslim Model on Instagram. So
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming,
Thank
man.
you.
don't send me no hate mail.
Oh, whoa! I hope not. Don't.
These are real conversations we have to have.
No,
They
it's
have to
important.
be
It's
had.
important.
Yeah, they have to be
Yes.
had. But we out of here.
All right.